speaking of queers in cinema, let's talk about The Matrix, because yeah, it was directed by two trans folk. And it had definitely has a trans allegory. So there is a rumor swirling. Well, not the rumor is that swirling isn't the fact that a Matrix movie is coming. We're actually getting the Matrix movie, and Drew Goddard is writing and directing it. But the situation about it all is that the rumor is swirling that Keanu Reeves may be returning to the franchise as Neo. So according to Comic Book Movie, they said it was last April when we first heard that The Cabin in the Woods and Bad Times at the El Royale filmmaker Drew Goddard had signed up to helm the new Matrix movie for Warner Brothers Discovery. Rumors of a reboot and spinoff have persisted for years, and while we're still in the dark about which category this one will fall into, the hope is that it ultimately marks a return to form for the franchise. The Matrix was released in 1999 to widespread acclaim, with The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions following in 2003. Because that was a movie they filmed back to back. They filmed both of those at the same time, and then they split them into two films, which I actually like that they did that. Although I love The Matrix. The Matrix is like one of my favorite movies of all time. That movie definitely changed my life in regards to like not only seeing the sci-fi and the wire fu and all that other stuff, and the technology with the bullet time and standing, jumping in the air and the camera going 360 and that sort of thing, which is something that Will Smith didn't understand, so that's why he passed on it. But then again, I feel like when we look at this movie, nobody could have done Neo like Keanu Reeves, because that sense of wonder and whimsy and something else is out there beyond yourself. I don't really think that Will Smith could have pulled that off. I think Will Smith likes trying to be the center of attention. Will Smith likes being the funny one. He wanted to drop his little one-liners, and that's not what The Matrix was giving. So the smart thing for him to do was pass on it. It would have been nice to see his wife more in it, because I did like Jada Pinkett as being a part of the movie. I want to see more Niobe. They resorted her to more of the game, but I would have loved to have seen more of Niobe kicking butt in the movie versus y'all just being like, oh no, we're just going to have her do her own thing in the video game, which I don't even remember. I played it, but I barely remember it. So they basically said that they didn't receive as warm a response as the original, and Lana returned to the property minus Lily in 2021 for the Matrix Resurrections. So yeah, it was like, as I said before, I love the Matrix. The Matrix Reloaded, the action sequences and stuff in there, I did feel like they went a little heavy-handed on the philosophy and the sociology of it all and stuff. It got a little too heavy-handed, and it's like, okay, it feels like y'all trying to. Yeah, I don't know if they even had a plan. Was there ever a plan in place that y'all wanted to even make those other movies, or was this just Warner Brothers being like, The Matrix was such this big hit, and it's the discourse around all the sociology and all the things that was brought up in this film was this big water cooler conversation starter that we just needed to create something else to keep the momentum going, because it's a hit. You already, like we said with Saw before, maybe I don't think they had any intentions of making a Saw 2 and on. But because the movie was, so good, now studios like, we need a sequel. Somebody write a sequel. So, and then don't even get me started on Matrix Resurrections. That movie was god awful. The action scenes were terrible. They didn't even bother bringing Lawrence Fishburne back. And then when you have Keanu Reeves in the film, like Trinity didn't know who the hell she was till like the third act. Some of the action sequences didn't really like stand out. And then when you had Keanu Reeves in the film, y'all had him voguing instead of doing like real martial arts. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I just thought the best thing about the franchise was, hand it over to someone else if they have an idea, because I've always felt like the world of the Matrix should have been expanded upon, and there's so many different allegories in there that y'all could explore that I just felt like the other films didn't really tap into, which would be the metaphor of the machines basically taking over the world and the freedom fighters that are trying to free the minds of the people. Because a lot of y'all, and I always say metaphorically speaking, most people aren't in the Matrix. Y'all just want to walk through life, and there's nothing wrong with like you just trying to get through the day. But at some point, it's kind of like, so y'all just gonna walk through the world like zombies asleep at the wheel, just totally oblivious to what's going on around you. especially in our current climate of, a political climate, the fact that you're trying to keep your head above water and it becomes so harder because that lifeboat, no matter how far you swim, is still beyond your reach. And we shouldn't just be out here just accepting the fact that, we're trying to get through the day to day without falling apart or drowning in our own shit. So now, an update on the project comes courtesy of Daniel Rickman, aka Daniel RPK, via the sffgazette.com, and he's reporting that the idea is to have Keanu Reeves back for the new Matrix movie. Now, no further details are provided, but if this is accurate, it seems Neo's story isn't over quite yet. Now, while there were once rumblings of a reboot starring Michael Bakari Jordan, bringing Reeves back might not be the worst idea in the world. Now, fans aren't exactly crying for a reboot, so continuing the story with a familiar lead and a new approach might be what's needed to help make the franchise relevant. So I would love to see Keanu come back, but here's the thing: he's also supposed to be coming back and doing another Matrix. I mean, not Matrix. John Wick. So he's supposed to be in John Wick 5. Who knows when that's coming? But because from what I'm hearing is that Chad Stahelski, I don't know what's going on with him in the Highlander remake, like, and with Henry Cavill. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I haven't heard anything. I could have sworn they said they were supposed to be shooting that earlier this year, but nothing happened. But if they do bring him back, I would love for y'all to do Lawrence Fishburne justice and bring him back. Y'all can get him on the Ozempic so he can slim down that gut. But he still looked good, and Carrie Ann Moss, her career is still popping. But we would love to see Trinity come back in some sort of way, or you can give us new characters, really cool action sequences, that sort of thing. Like really push the boundaries. Maybe you can get the 8711 stunt team to come in and zhuzh up the fighting. I don't know if Wu Ping's people are still doing stuff. Maybe they are, but out in Hong Kong, but I would like y'all to kind of reinvent the wheel, because the Matrix is the standard of really pushing the boundaries of special effects, martial arts, all those things. Well, they took a lot from what was going on in China, that type of style, but then they incorporated all these other things in the film to really make it pop. So Keanu Reeves has been a part of two franchises that basically just pushed the action genre in a completely new direction. The first being The Matrix, the second being John Wick. So I would love to see him come back and do it in some sort of capacity. But y'all got to realize, this movie came out almost 30 years ago. So, and Keanu Reeves is in his 60s. So he was like, I think in his late 30s when he started doing this film. So it'd be great if y'all could bring him back, but y'all have to also realize he down a spring chicken and them knees be kneeing. And if y'all seen that movie Wick is Pain, they show the amount of stuff he put his body through making those movies. So if he's still able to do the fighting and the stunts and all the other stuff in the new Matrix, then I'm here for it. And if they got a great story for the Matrix, I'm here for it, because I do feel like there's still more story to be told if somebody's going to come at it with a fresh set of eyes and a fresh perspective. So I'm here for it, but what say you? Are you guys here for a brand new Matrix movie? First of all, I think since Drew Goddard is attached to it, and I like a lot of his movies. He did The Martian. He did a couple of and the ones that were mentioned before, Fast Times at El Royale. So Drew Goddard has definitely had, he has, excuse me, he's been behind a lot, and I love The Cabin in the Woods. Definitely love that movie. I don't recall if it did well at the box office, but I think there's a truly highly underrated horror film. So, so basically what they were saying about what, in regards of Drew, then we can finish this up. They said Drew came to Warner Brothers with a new idea, and we all believe would be an incredible way to include that would continue the Matrix world by both honoring what Lana and Lily began over 25 years ago and offering a unique perspective based on his own love for the series and characters. The entire team at Warner Brothers Discovery is thrilled for Drew to be making this new Matrix film, adding his vision to the cinematic canon the Wachowskis spent a quarter of a century building here in the studio. So I'm definitely looking forward to this film. And yeah, so the film is a dystopian future where sentient machines control humanity in a simulated reality called the Matrix to harvest their bioelectricity. So then we have Neo, who discovers this reality his reality is a simulation and joins a rebellion against the machines. He rages against the machines without Zach De La Roca. But anyway, so I want to hear from you all. You're excited to hear about this new Matrix movie. Are you looking forward to seeing it whenever they get it done? Whoever's going to be a part of the cast, all that good stuff. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.